Welcome back to Aesthetics Magazine. Discover more skincare resources at aestheticsmagazine.com. In this episode, we are going to discuss sun exposure and UV light. UV light, or ultraviolet light, is a form of electromagnetic radiation which comes from the sun. It's invisible, and it can't be felt by the human body because it doesn't produce heat. THS wavelength of UV is shorter than violet light, which is the shortest wavelength of light that humans can see. UV light can cause chemical reactions, and this is because the energy it has is able to change and break molecules. This means that too much UV can be damaging, and is often referred to as a type of ionizing radiation. UV light can be split up into a number of subtypes, or categories, which are UVC, which has a wavelength of 100 to 280 nanometers, UVB, which has a wavelength of 280 to 315 nanometers, UVA, which has a wavelength of 315 to 400 nanometers. While the sun and most artificial light sources produce a mixture of all three types, the ozone layer in the Earth's atmosphere blocks out all UVC and most UVB because these wavelengths of UV light have enough energy to cause sunburns and skin cancer. UVA is able to pass through the ozone layer, which is why it's important to have protection against it. UV is not just produced naturally, lots of artificial light sources, such as halogen lighting, and industrial processes also produce UV light. Ultraviolet or UV radiation is a portion of the electromagnetic spectrum defined by a range of wavelengths which have a specific effect in physical and biological systems. In the electromagnetic spectrum, UV radiation is found between visible light and X-rays and is usually divided into three segments. Wavelengths of UV radiation are shorter than those of visible light and longer than X-rays, and the UV spectrum has an energy range that has a specific effect in physical and biological systems. UV radiation thus forms a continuous spectrum over a range of more than 2 decades in terms of energy or wavelength. UV radiation with the shortest wavelengths is completely absorbed by the atmosphere and does not reach the Earth's surface. This is fortunate as this is the most energetic radiation and is used in the stratosphere in the production of ozone. UV radiation with longer wavelengths is capable of reaching the ground, however the quantity of lower energy UV radiation in sunlight is much less than visible light, and the energy carried by UV radiation is unable to excite molecules enough to begin the processes that are started by higher energy radiation such as X-rays. For example, if you draw an UV energy line, the ground would only be reached by a small fraction, and the highest concentration of energy is found at the stratospheric ozone layer. Though stronger than UVA, UVB rays are less prevalent and are more damaging to the skin layers closer to the outermost surface. Finally, UVC rays have the shortest wavelength and are the most harmful. Luckily, these rays are almost completely absorbed by the ozone layer and do not reach the Earth's surface. Studies have shown that prolonged exposure to UVA can result in skin wrinkling and aging, immune system suppression, as well as skin diseases like polymorphic light eruption and solar urticaria. UVA has also been implicated in the formation of free radicals, which can cause damage to DNA and result in skin cancer. Natural UVA rays account for 95% of the UV radiation reaching our skin. As such, exposure to UVA is higher than the other types of radiation and can penetrate clouds and glass, meaning that our skin is exposed to UVA rays throughout the whole year. Discover the natural power of vitamins with this new book, Understanding Vitamins in Skincare by Greg Rishaw. Learn how vitamins can nourish, protect, and renew your skin, all while embracing a healthy, balanced approach. Get your copy today and uncover the secrets to natural ingredients. Understanding Vitamins in Skincare is available now on Amazon.com.